Hey guys, and welcome back to another video.
Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, thank you guys for clicking on this video, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Hey everybody, what's up? Listen, I am back for another video. Very excited about this one because I feel like we are going to dive into a topic that needs to be addressed. A lot of times in the media, we're okay with talking about education systems and politics. We're okay about talking about celebrities and popular social opinions. But one thing that we never talk about, or hardly talk about, I should say, is the idea of healing. The idea of addressing your past, this idea of how to move from pain to freedom. How do we go about that? And so I think a lot of times we do not have necessary conversations. And today I want to talk about it. I want to talk about and address the things that have happened to you that have misshapen and distorted your own image of who you are and who you're supposed to be. So we are going to target that in this video. We're going to talk all about it, and I just want you to just have this conversation with me. Make it personal, make it real so that you can receive healing. And I understand that this video or this topic is probably not the most popular, and it's probably very uncomfortable, but you know what, 2020 has been very uncomfortable, so why not have this conversation and then move and get healing? Why not be set free? It's almost like we just can't allow 2021 to come without us being free from the things that have held us, the things that have distorted our own image of who we are, the things that have created these strongholds in us. So why not just today take this time to really dive into the things that have hurt you in the past? And so the first thing that you'd want to do is you want to ask yourself, who was I before? Who was I before the pain? Who was I before manipulation? Who was I before the cheating? Who was I before the abuse? Who was I before sexual trauma? Who was I before all these things happened to me? Because what I believe that happens is when we go through life with undealt with pain, and when we go through life with things that have yet been resolved, we begin to put on these layers. So if I were to put on another scarf and another cardigan and another jacket and wrap my head in a beanie, eventually two things would happen here. One, you will not be able to see who I am as a person anymore because I have all of these layers, all of this baggage on me. And secondly, because the clothes itself has a weight, it's going to hold me down. I'm going to be carrying this baggage. And if I carry it for too long, that's how you begin to have these altered forms of who you're supposed to be. One, I said that my image would be distorted. And then secondly, I said that it would weigh heavy on me. So imagine if I were to bundle myself up and continue to have all these layers of clothing on, and it was at a season, I didn't get my healing, and at a season, summer came around, and I'm still holding on to this. You still wouldn't see who I really am as a person. And secondly, I will begin to carry things at a season, out of the time in which I should have dealt with my pain, dealt with the struggle. So today, guys, you have to understand, who were you before? Who were you before that divorce? Who were you before manipulation? Who were you before somebody told you that your ideas weren't good enough? Who were you before insecurity? Who were you before inadequacy? So who were you before these things happened to you? Because a lot of times when we start to address the things that have happened to us, then we can move from a place of pain to promise. We can move from a place of pain to purpose. So what happens is when we're able to identify, hey, I've been wearing this for too long, you can take it off. You can uncover, you can peel back those layers. And so when you begin to peel back those layers, and when you begin to uncover those things, you are creating exposure. And this thing is messy, and this thing gets hard, but I want to let you guys know that as soon as you begin to expose the thing, you see the thing for what it really is. So as I begin to expose and take off these layers of clothing that no longer or shouldn't be on me, then I'm able to see myself in purest form. I'm able to see myself in seed-like. And so whenever you have that seed form, we have to remember that when it comes to the Word of God, He plants, He does everything in seed form. Everything has its time where it may grow and cultivate. And so when you see that seed form, you have to, that's the beautiful thing of exposure, is you're able to still see the seed, which means despite the things of your past, despite these layers, despite everything that I'm wearing right now, I'm still me. I'm still me, and I still have the opportunity to take this off. No matter how long I've been wearing it, no matter how long I've been holding on to this baggage, I still have the opportunity to remove it. So what that means is, in seed form, when God planted you in your mother's womb in seed form. So when you have the seed, you're able to look at the seed, and it invites you, or gives you the opportunity to see yourself greater than what you are right now. So what is a seed? A seed simply has the potential to multiply. That means that just because it's not planted right now doesn't mean that it can't. Just because you feel like you've missed out on opportunities doesn't mean that you can't get the next one. Just because you've been neglected in the past doesn't mean you don't have promise right now for the future. Or just because you've been put in a place where people mishandled you and manipulated you does not mean that in the future you don't have a community, that you shouldn't be in a place of leadership. You still have promise because you are still a seed. So what that means is, because you still have promise, you should now be asking yourself this second question: who am I becoming despite my pain? Who am I becoming despite my past? Who am I becoming despite the divorce? Who am I becoming despite manipulation? Who am I becoming despite all these sins, addiction that has happened to me, or that I've been in? Because when you start to see yourself, or start to be able to view yourself in that lens, you begin to partner with healing. You begin to see that healing is possible. You begin to understand that the things that happened to you were not designed for you. One major lesson that I've learned in the past few years is not to take pain personal. That means that if somebody has made you feel inadequate and made you feel unaccepted, that doesn't mean that you have to wear that on your sleeve or even accept it, because a majority of the time I've also learned that hurt people hurt people. Someone else is hurting, and that's why they hurt you. So don't take it personal. And if you've been hurt before, know that there is still healing, and that there is still an opportunity for you to be delivered today. So that's the main thing. Pain, do not let your pain be personal, because if I wear this too long, I will, one, have a distorted image of myself, and then two, have this baggage on me in unnecessary seasons. So ask yourself those two questions. Let's get free. Let's walk in freedom today. 2021 needs a free and upgraded version of ourselves. So it starts with dealing with undealt with past, and dealing with the emotions that have put us in these boxes. So let's be released. Let's be free today, guys. And I will talk to you next time.